So what is the most common R&D tax cost? Well, stick around and find out in today's episode of the R&D Tax Show. Let's go! Welcome to the R&D Tax Show, where we help accountants, tax advisors, and their clients claim R&D tax relief. So we know there are multiple types of R&D costs that you can claim. This includes staff costs, subcontractor costs, externally provided workers, consumables, software. I think that's all of them. Yeah, that's all of them. But which one is the most common one claimed? And it may be a surprise to you, it may not be a surprise, but staff costs are the most common costs in an R&D tax claim. They're not just the most common, but also they're usually the highest cost of the other costs. So what is included in staff costs? Well, it's salary, which is actually quite obvious, but also you can claim for any company NICs paid for that staff member, and in addition to that, you can also claim the company pension cost for the amount of pension paid by the company to that employee. So it is a really, really generous relief, and it is a really beneficial cost to claim. What doesn't it include? It doesn't include any dividend cost incurred. So let's say if you're a director of a company and you pay yourself a mixture of salary and dividend, the dividend you cannot include in the R&D tax comp. So I've mentioned salary, company NIC, and company pension contribution. So how would this work? So let's say Steve earns 100K and he works for a company called X company. See, I'm really creative with my ideas. So Steve earns 100K, and let's say 50% of the year he does R&D tax work. So you take that 50K, you take the 100K, and you'd apply 50% to it, 50K. So you'd include that as the salary, but you also then take 50% of his of the company pension contribution, and also 50% of the company NIC paid for him. So it all adds up, and it's all really, really generous, and it's obviously great for company and for Steve, because he's only 100 grand, so that's a lot of money. So what's the takeaway for today? If you're doing an R&D tax claim for yourself or for your client, always remember you can claim back staff costs. So you might look at your work and think, oh, actually, you know what? I didn't actually do much, or did a lot of R&D, but I didn't incur much cost. And you might be thinking about your materials or outsourcing. No, your staff costs are also claimable, and it's going to be most likely your biggest cost. If you've got any questions, let me know. Yet again, Facebook group, yeah, you can join it and ask us any questions. We've also got this exciting tool out for accountants. So if you want to use that to simply, quickly identify whether your clients qualify for R&D tax relief, that's also linked below. Take care, people, and I'll see you next week. Goodbye.